this is Scott Tuesday, and I'm here to say long live isolation exercises. Now I know that during this past decade, isolation exercises have kind of gotten a bad rap, mainly because compound exercises are more efficient at burning calories, and in our time-strapped society, everyone wants to get the most bang for their buck and try to burn the most calories as they possibly can in the shortest amount of time. And that is great. If that's your goal, just burn calories and just become a leaner version of yourself right now. That's outstanding. But if you want to really sculpt your body and shape your body, you need to incorporate some isolation exercises into your movements, into your workouts. Now, I like to look at compound exercises versus isolation exercises from the perspective of a sculptor. Let's say a sculptor is given this big slab of marble and he's told to chisel out this beautiful sculpture, this beautiful masterpiece. He's not going to start off by just sanding away and using a fine little brush at this big marble. It'd take forever to do that. He's going to take a great big hammer and a great big chisel and just chunk away at the rock. Just hammer away big chunks to give this sculpture its shape. And it's going to achieve some great results, a really solid foundation, by using the big, bulky hammers and chisels. Now, when he wants to get down to the fine details, if he wants to make this sculpture really stand out, give it a really finished and polished look with lots of little details, he's going to take that tiny little brush, sandpaper, fine sandpaper, and just all the fine little tools to carve out all the details in that sculpture. So basically, the big hammer, the big chisel is your compound exercises. And it's going to produce, compound exercises are going to produce great results. The isolation exercises are the fine little tools that really give you the fine details that you want to see in that sculpture. Now, your body is a sculpture. You are a sculptor sculpting a masterpiece with your body. So you're going to decide whether you're just going to keep chunking away with the big hammer and big chisel, or do you want to get the fine details and use isolation exercises to really bring out the details of your body. Now, I want to use your arms as an example here when we're talking about isolation exercises. This is whether you don't know or not, I am a graduate of a Human Kinetics program at University of Windsor, 4-year degree. In my first year, I had to memorize this book, The Atlas of the Human Anatomy, and I got a funny story to share with you about this book. Now, if you look in here, this is an illustration of your arm. You've got your tricep here, and you notice that there's lots of little muscles. There's lots of little muscles intertwining and wrapping around. You got the long head of your bicep, the short head of your bicep, and over here you got your triceps, you got long head, lateral head, medial head, and just a lot of other little muscles within your arm. So I'm going to show you some isolation exercises that are going to work your arm and really bring out the detail. Your arms are just much more than just a bicep and tricep. There's a lot of muscles within there, and if you neglect one of those muscles, you're just not going to achieve the results that you desire. And sure, compound movements are going to work those muscles in your arm a bit, but they're not going to really bring out the detail in them as much as isolation exercises do. So allow me to show you some exercises, isolation exercises for the biceps and triceps, and I'm going to share a funny story about this book in my first year of Human Kinetics. Okay, so first up, we're going to hit your arms with isolation exercises. The bicep curl with a bar is an isolation exercise, but you can hit your biceps from all different angles to make sure you're hitting all those small muscles in there, as well as all the different heads of the biceps and triceps. Now, you can either hold the bar out wide, straight, with a nice straight bar. That's going to work the outside of your biceps, or you can bring it in on an angle. This is an easy bar, so it's bent, so your hands are now angled, not quite like a hammer curl, but just curl up with a shorter angle. You can do a reverse curl, so now your hands are on top and angled as well. You can grab the dumbbells and do a complete sideways. You get the hammer curl here. Now, if you're going to work your triceps from different angles, you can lie down on a ball, tricep extension. You can have your palms facing up while you do the tricep extension. You can have them facing sideways. And you can have them facing backwards. So for this one exercise, whether it's the bicep curl or tricep extension, you can work it from a variety of angles to make sure that you hit all the different muscles, smaller muscles within your arms. Now, there's a lot of different exercises that you can do as well to make sure you hit all those different muscles, but those are just examples of one exercise from a variety of angles. Alright, and now for a funny story about my first year of Human Kinetics. First time I took the anatomy course, well, the only time I took that anatomy course, but first year anatomy in my human kinetics program. Like I said, we had to memorize every muscle, tendon, ligament, bones, where the muscles insert in the bones, the nerves that innervate all those muscles. It was crazy, crazy detail about the body. We really had to know the human body inside and out. So I was studying this stuff all hours and ended up putting in an all-nighter the night before the exam to just make sure I knew absolutely everything. The exam was at 8:30 in the morning, 3-hour exam, got done the exam, went home and crashed. So it was like noon, passed out, fell asleep, and one of my buddies phoned me at 5 o'clock in the evening to see if I wanted to go out that night, kind of celebrate the end of the exam. So it's 5 o'clock in the evening, I was sleeping, woke me up out of this dead sleep because I had pulled an all-nighter there. I answered the phone and I start naming off a bunch of muscles in the body. I just picked it up, didn't even know what it was. I heard the phone ring, picked it up and start just naming muscles off. They're just coming out of my head and spewing it. And good thing it was someone from my class who really understood what I was going through. But yeah, I'll never forget that time when I just started spewing it out. Just all that information that was in my head needed to come out and just showed how my mind was completely consumed with it. And one of my favorite words from the human body, one of the favorite body parts, is called the sustentaculum tali, and that's basically the ligaments in your ankle. Just a little bit of information for you. I'm going to be back with some different exercises for you tomorrow to work the legs in a variety of ways to make sure that you're getting the great sculpted and shaped look that you desire in your legs. Have an awesome day.